Okay, this video covers different coefficients, equations that have different types of coefficients. So far we've worked with positive numbers, negative numbers, but then we haven't had fractions or anything like that, and that's what this is going to cover. So fraction coefficients, when you see an equation with a coefficient as a fraction, you're going to get rid of that by just multiplying by the reciprocal. That's the multiplicative inverse property in action. So our plan of attack here, we're still going to get rid of the constant first by adding 5, and then we'll multiply both sides by 3/2, because that's the reciprocal of 2/3. So we're going to add 5 to both sides. The 5s will cancel out over here. 11 and 5 make 16, so the only thing left on the left side of the equation is the 2/3 x. From there, we're going to multiply both sides by 3/2. I'm going to go ahead and write it over here. Now what you want to do, if you have over on the right side, if your constant's a whole number, go ahead and think of it as 16 over 1 times 3 over 2. Now some of you may immediately know that this is going to work out to 1x. I'm going to show you some more steps than necessary. I'm going to go ahead and show you how this 3 times 2, 2 times 3 gave you 6 over 6x. 16 times 3, 1 times 2 is going to give you 2, 48 over 2. Now there's things you can do with cross-canceling, things like that come in handy here, but I'm just showing this way right now. Now 6 over 6 works out to 1, so that's 1x, and 48 over 2 is 24. So your mystery x was 24 in this case. We're going to go ahead and move on. I'll give you another one. Go ahead and try this one on your own if you'd like. You can pause it. But I'm going to go ahead and go through the process. So we're going to do multiply by the reciprocal, but first we're going to do subtract 3, then multiply by 5/4. I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. You're going to get 4/5 x equaling 12. Then you're going to multiply both sides by 5/4. Once again, putting your 12 over 1. Many kids know how to do cross-canceling at this point, but I'm going to show as if you didn't know how to do that. So we'd have 5 times 4 over 4 times 5, 12 times 5 over 1 times 4. So you have 20 over 20x equaling 60 over 4. 20 over 20 is 1. 60 over 4 is going to divide out to 15. So your x was 15. So now we have variables that have a denominator. Well, you're just going to, instead of dividing by 4 to get rid of it, you're going to multiply by that denominator. So our plan of attack is going to be subtract 5 to get rid of the constant, then multiply both sides by 4. So I'm going to go ahead and show the subtract 5. X over 4 will equal 7, because 12 minus 5 gives you 7. So we can think of this divide by 4. To get rid of it, we're going to multiply by 4. I'm going to go ahead and put 4 over 1. Over here I don't really need the 4 over 1. I can just do times 4. So that's going to be 4x over 4 equaling 28. The 4 over 4 is just 1x, and there you go. Now this middle step right here is really unnecessary. You could go directly to the bottom part. I'm just trying to show every part of the thought process. Here's another one you can try on your own. You can pause it. The plan of attack would be to add 7 and multiply by 6. You would add 7 and multiply by 6. So I'm going to add 7 to both sides. You need to remember your integer rules. So x over 6 would be -3. And then we're multiplying both sides by 6. If you really understand it, you could realize that these would cancel out. So you're going to have x equaling -18. Finally, a coefficient that doesn't fit into the constant, something that doesn't divide nicely. So we have a problem like this. We would know, you're just going to, when you work these type out, you're going to leave your answer either as a mixed fraction or make it into a decimal. So in this case, the plan is going to be to subtract 3 and then divide by 6. So I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides, leaving the 6x by itself. And then over here, 12 minus 3 is 9. From here, I'm going to divide both sides by 6. Now, normally we've always had something work out real nice here, but in this case, 9 over 6 doesn't work out nice. You can leave it as 1 3/6, get it in lower terms, 1.5 or 1.5. If you have a calculator, you could type in 9 divided by 6, and that'll take you to the decimal answer. Moving on, we've got one more here. First, try it on your own, see what you come up with. If you're still watching, we're going to either leave it as a fraction or make it into a decimal. We're going to add 3, divide by 5. That's going to be our plan. We're going to add 3 to both sides. That's going to leave us with 2 on the right side. The 3's are gone now, so 5x is left over. Now I'm going to divide by 5. Well, 2 over 5 is 2/5. You could literally leave it as 2/5, or if you type it in a calculator, 2 divided by 5 is 4/10. And that is about it. I hope this helps. Best of luck to you.